Milan to Paris Men's Fashion 2026. Top trends and highlights. Fashion weeks in Milan and Paris are often seen as the epicenters of global style revolutions, but Spring 2020's men's shows delivered something quieter yet profoundly impactful. A recalibration of silhouette, storytelling and leadership that signals a new era for menswear. As Angela Baidu reported, this season felt like more than just a parade of clothes. It was a reflection of our chaotic times, and an acknowledgement that fashion does not exist in isolation. It must adapt to shifting consumer sentiments, whether through joy-infused designs or elevated takes on everyday wear with eclectic twists. The 10-day journey across Europe, spanning Milan's concise 4-day schedule and Paris' more leisurely week, offered designers, from emerging talents to established names, a chance to engage deeply with buyers and editors. This slower pace fostered meaningful conversations about collections, creating an atmosphere that promises long-term benefits. But here's where it gets intriguing. Amidst these presentations, there was also a retrospective celebrating Demna's transformative years at Balenciaga before his move to Gucci. Staged at the brand's headquarters, this exhibition served as both a tribute to his legacy and a reminder of how his vision has reshaped luxury fashion today. Spring 2026 emerged as a season defined by storytelling. Social media teasers from Jonathan Anderson at Dior and Anthony Vaccarello at Saint Laurent drew audiences into their creative universes, revealing influences ranging from archival treasures to contemporary art. These narratives resonated emotionally, offering a refreshing depth to the runway experience. Individuality shone brightly too, with vibrant palettes lighting up shows by Willy Chaveria, Prada, Craig Green and Dries van Noten. Fluid silhouettes crafted from lightweight linens and technical fabrics created a sense of weightlessness, echoing desires for escapism, a perennial theme in spring collections. Travel motifs dominated, inspired by childhood memories of summer holidays, crafting capsule wardrobes designed for real vacations rather than fantasy getaways. One of the most anticipated debuts came from Jonathan Anderson at Dior. His collection blended archival elements with familiar preppy codes, adding subversive nods that hinted at future directions. Meanwhile, guests attending his show glimpsed what might unfold next season during his upcoming Menswear debut. However, it was Julian Klausner's work at Dries van Noten that stole the spotlight, earning the longest applause of the season. His bold use of hyperbolic colors and hothouse prints proved that optimism is alive and well on the runways, and that the house remains in capable hands. Key takeaways. Escapism reimagined. This wasn't about escaping reality entirely but reimagining it. Designers infused their collections with dopamine-boosting colors and narrative charm, rooted in personal histories and cultural heritage. From Walter van Beirendonck's nostalgic boyhood photos to Kid Super's whimsical storybook sets and Craig Green's psychedelic florals, joy radiated through memory. Even escapist looks at Prada and Saint Laurent felt grounded, presenting practical essentials for actual vacations rather than dreamlike islands. Lightening the load. In response to climate anxiety and geopolitical unrest, designers embraced lightness, both literal and metaphorical. Collections featured featherweight linens, tech nylons, and translucent fabrics, proposing uniforms of comfort without compromise. Browns, pastels, and sun-bleached tones complemented summer brights, while tailoring adopted softer lines. This emphasis on lightness became a subtle act of resistance against heavier burdens. Pajama dressing gets serious. Sleep, or the lack thereof, has entered fashion discourse. In a season influenced by real-world concerns, loungewear as outerwear gained prominence. Dolce & Gabbana championed relaxed elegance with multiple variations, while Dior, Amiri, and Officine Generale incorporated piping, stripes, and soft tailoring. Premium pajamas evolved into aspirational attire, symbolizing comfort and control. A tale of two debuts. Jonathan Anderson's Dior debut revisited the archives, laying groundwork for cross-category innovation. Though restrained, his assured approach hinted at bolder moves ahead. Conversely, Julian Klausner's men's debut at Dries van Noten delivered pure joy with bold colors, intricate embellishments, and feminine-inspired shapes that honored house codes while pushing boundaries. If any doubts lingered, they've now been dispelled. Freedom and light. Many collections showcase fabrics so lightweight they seem to float. Suits made from breathable linens and cottons exuded ease, with rustic hues like browns and beiges replacing traditional blacks. At Set Shoe and Pronounce, garments appeared almost airborne, thanks to parachute silhouettes and aerated weaving techniques. #Joy meets eclectic escapism. While overt political messaging was scarce, creativity thrived as a source of joy. Vibrant colors dominated, from Willie Cheveria's defiant palette to Vivienne Westwood's playful designs. Psychedelic florals updated digital aesthetics, while travel themes inspired capsule wardrobes perfect for seaside escapes or luxe vacations. #Slumber time. Sleep deprivation loomed large, prompting designers to offer cozy solutions. Pajamas became day-to-night staples, blending ease with formality. Brands like Dolce & Gabbana experimented extensively, while others incorporated natural textures and fluid fits. #Defiant debuts. Two standout debuts highlighted the season. Jonathan Anderson's intimate Dior presentation emphasized heritage, while Julian Klausner's Dries Van Noten showcase dazzled with megawatt colors and innovative silhouettes. Honorable mention. All eyes on India. India's rising affluent class and cultural influence are reshaping global fashion. With high-profile collaborations and destination shows, brands are increasingly courting Indian aesthetics, proving that investment in the region makes sound business sense. Menswear SS26. Political statements on the runway. Fashion is not just about style. It's a powerful political statement, especially when it comes to men's fashion for the spring-summer season of 2026. This is a topic that deserves our attention. In today's world, fashion designers are stepping beyond the traditional boundaries of their craft. They are using their platforms to advocate for significant social issues. For instance, prominent figures in the fashion industry such as Jeanne Friot, Owens, Issey Miyake, Walter van Beirendonck, and Agnès are passionately involved in various causes. These include creating inclusive spaces for the transgender community, raising awareness about ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and Palestine, and challenging the status quo of conservative ideologies. But here's where it gets controversial. Some of these designers are even funding scientific research that seems unrelated to fashion. This raises the question: should fashion be a vehicle for political and social activism? As we delve deeper into this topic, it's essential to recognize the impact that these designers have on society. Their commitment to these causes not only influences their collections, but also inspires their audiences to engage with these pressing issues. So what do you think? Is it appropriate for fashion to intertwine with political activism? Or should designers focus solely on aesthetics? Share your thoughts in the comments below.